the FVG and IFVG plus indicators, along with the swing failure pattern, specific to the ICT-style, are available for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 and run it on your chart. Traders can also refer to this page to learn how the indicator works. You select the indicator file from the Navigator section and run the indicator by clicking the file on the chart. Just make sure to enable the Allow DLL Imports option from the Settings section and then click the Confirm button. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, it starts identifying and drawing the FG and IFG ranges, as well as identifying SFP on the price ICE chart. Here we have an FG range identified, which is displayed with a colored box. The way this indicator works and generates signals is based on the price moving towards FVG and IFVG, and when the price returns from these ranges, an SFV or swing failure pattern signal is generated. Here we identified an FVG range, and after that the price moved up and continued a corrective move here. After that, the candlestick that was shown to us moved downwards and closed above the FVG level, which did not invalidate our FVG limit and is still valid at this time. After the price moved upwards and collected liquidity from this area, a candle opened above the FVG level, with both the shadow canvas and body positioned above the FVG. This has issued a swing failure pattern signal for us, indicating a price trend reversal or the end of the corrective trend, as we can see that the price has moved upwards here. Another example of a huge swing failure pattern can be seen here, where the price moved downwards and then moved back up with both the body and shadow position above, which has issued a swing failure pattern signal for us. The method of identifying the IFVG is also based on the IFVG, where an IFVG is identified, and then the price moves up again and forms another IFVG range here, which we identify as the IFVG range. In the Settings section, in the Input section, there are options available for us. In the first part, you can set the number of candles for identifying and drawing the IFVG ranges and for identifying the swing failure pattern on the price chart. In the next section, you can select the indicator object, and in the next section, you can select the FVG mode. There are 5 modes here, from the top to the bottom. It takes a more stringent approach to identifying FVGs on the chart, and the further down you go, the higher the quality of the FVGs it identifies compared to the options above. The next section bar is FVG settings, where you can enable or disable FVG display. You can choose how to draw the colored FVG boxes, which are categorized into 5 different modes. In the next section, you can enable the display of the latest FVGs, and at the bottom, you can select the number of your preference for displaying the latest bullish and bearish FVGs. Here I'm disabling the IFVG. I'm selecting the box styles, and then I click Confirm. The way the boxes are drawn for me is displayed as dotted lines. If I switch to the elephant mode and disable this option, the way boxes are drawn changes and it shows me more IFGs. In the next part, you can enable or disable the display of IFG. They are put in the pre-order mode. In the next section, you can enable or disable the display or non-display of the IFVG set. you can select the IFVG box drawing mode. You can enable or disable the latest IFVG limits along with the number of latest IFVGs. And finally, in the next section, there is the SFP settings, where you can enable or disable the display or not of the SFP IFVG. And in the next section, you can enable or disable the display or not of the SFP IFVG. And in the next section, you can choose the candlestick length for the breakout of the candles, which is set to 4 by default. In this section, if you have selected the third or second mode, this part will be applicable for you. In the next section, you can select the song filler pattern mode, which is based on bar shadow. The pattern shown here was moving down with a shadow and opening on the next candle above the range level that was broken. In the next section, you can enable the SFP module in case the SFP module is detected. In this particular section, the SFP body, which is crucial for analysis, is unfortunately not displayed or formed. To gain a better understanding, if the price had indeed moved downwards and broken through our specified FVG or IFVG limit, it would have resulted in a breakdown, and it would only move back towards its range when, with the movement of 4 candles, here the SFP signal was being transmitted to us. This section is related to the body, and the last option is activated by activating this section and selecting this option. Both SFPs are displayed for you, identified by both wick and body, and are plotted on the chart. Bodied SFPs are based on false break alts, which you can use as reversal signals. In the last section, you can set the color of the support and resistance ranges to the desired color. Well, friends, we've reached the end of this indicator tutorial. We would be happy if you could share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.